My name is Rory Kirkley, and this is my research presentation on what is causing colony collapse disorder. So, firstly, what is colony collapse disorder? This disorder is a phenomenon that was first discovered in the winter spring season of 2006 to 2007. It was characterized as a mass disappearance of honeybees across the United States. This disappearance of these bees was different from other honeybee losses, which are typical in the winter seasons. These losses were sudden, where all of the bees that were lost all at the same time, uh, as well as their bodies were not being found, which is very atypical for honeybee deaths. And it was very large scale, with 80 to 100% loss of all adult bees in some colonies. So, why did I choose CCD? I chose to do my research project on this because I have always been someone who's very nature centered. I love being outside and have always enjoyed it. And I think it's very important that people are able to recognize the significant role that bees play in our ability to not only enjoy life but to live. So, moving on to the three leading causes. What is causing CCD? Now, CCD is still an unsolved mystery. So, scientists have theorized on many different causes, but no one has really found a outstanding cause for what CCD could be related to. It's really just an accumulation of many different causes. So, the causes that I was able to break down into the top three were climate change, pesticides, and viruses. When it comes to climate change, it affects bees a lot. So, due to changes in the temperature and the weather, and especially with warmer winters happening more frequently, flowers that bees will typically feed on are flowering and blooming early and then dying early before these bees come out of hibernation, before they're able to have the chance to feed on these flowers. So, that is a big difference. For the second cause, pesticides. What I found in my research is that many pesticides, including ones that are used in beehives to control certain bugs that target bees, these pesticides have been proven to negatively affect the health of the bees, in particular, their ability to learn and memorize, which is very important for bees when they are trying to get back to their hives. When it comes to viruses, this is really a cause that is contributed to by the other two causes that I listed. So, viruses are something that bees are no strangers to. There's always going to be viruses that affect these bees. However, certain factors such as climate change and pesticides have led to the decreased immune system in honeybees, which has led to them being more susceptible to these viruses. So, when the climate changes and when bees are having consistent exposure to harmful pesticides, their immune system is compromised and they do not have the ability to fight off these viruses that they used to. One shocking fact that I found was that many pesticides were originally developed for chemical warfare. The pesticide, very commonly known, DDT, was originally used for war but eventually found its place in agriculture. The most valuable source that I used for this research was this article, What's Killing American Honeybees by Benjamin Oldroyd. This article was very helpful. It was not too long and fairly easy to digest, but the information was very helpful. I was able to learn a lot about the potential causes of CCD, as well as some causes that may not contribute as much to colony collapse disorder. And I was able to digest it in an efficient and understandable way. As for the long term effects of CCD, I found in my research that from 2006 to 2013, the rates of CCD definitely declined. So, comparing 2008's rates of CCD related colony losses and 2013's, it went from 60% related to CCD to 30% related to CCD. So, colony losses are not being affected by CCD as often. However, it's still there. Any threat to honeybees affects our agriculture and our food sources. But if trends remained high like they did in 2006, we would be facing severe food scarcity because of how important honeybees are to our agriculture and to the pollination of so many foods that we eat. As for future implications, the way of this information on my life, this knowledge has given me a lot of help in knowing what I can do to support honeybees. So when I'm gardening, I will be planting native plants to give honeybees a safe space. And I will be aware of where my food comes from because it's important to not take honeybees for granted. How will you help prevent colony collapse disorder?